Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements, and just before I start today's video I just want to make you all aware of a trading signal service that we provide here. If you would like to receive trading signals from either myself or the rest of the team here at Daily Market Movements, then you can do so simply by visiting our website www.dailymarketmovements.com. What I'm going to do is leave the website link below this video, so if you are interested in joining our amazing team, then please don't hesitate, scroll down, click on the link which will then take you to our website, where you'll then see that we charge a very small fee of $199 for a year's membership. So in front of me is the crude oil futures chart, and we have had another roller coaster day here on the crude oil markets. We were trading as high as nearly $41 a barrel, and then we had Apple, which come out and said about they're shutting 11 stores in the states of Texas and Arizona. Sorry, not Texas and Arizona, Florida and Arizona, due to spikes in coronavirus cases. And the oil market dropped like a stone. We were about 4% higher earlier on in the session, and then once that news come out, we were trading in red. However, we have pulled back, and we currently find ourselves trading back just below the $40 handle, at around $39.73 a barrel. I'm going to give everyone a great tip here on YouTube. Even if you haven't decided to join our amazing signal team, consider this one on the house. I was saying to my my signal team today that a lot of people will lose money next week because they'll think, great, oil just pierced $40, now we go to the next candle, which is $50. Please do not make this mistake. Next week we're going to see some down pressure back down towards the $35. I can't guarantee that we'll get to $35, but I can guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, but I can advise you that I personally believe that that the oil markets will go trading back down towards the $35. Why? Well, the reason that we've come this high, and by the way, the fundamentals with regards to crude oil was still very bad. Yes, the demand has increased ever so slightly since states have started to open their doors again and live life kind of a bit closer to usual. We're still far from it, but we are nowhere near using the same amount of oil that we did back prior to the lockdown in March. Nowhere near. And I know that we are still very far off that $60 to $50 zone. But we are nowhere near, and the only reason that we've traded up towards $40 a barrel is because we are closing this gap that occurred back in March. I've explained in previous videos that that gap is at around $41. We didn't quite get there. We got to around $40.51. So what I'm looking for going into next week is that we could potentially see a little bit more upside to close that gap and come into contact with that $41 handle. But if we do, then that is when I believe that the sellers will step back in, the managed money, the hedge funds, the banks, the big money movers, and they will then sell off oil. So please do not think, great, oil's got a daily close above $40 on a Friday, and you've then just bought, and because on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, you will likely lose a lot of money. So if you don't believe me, then I suggest that you just at least stand out on the sidelines just to see how it plays out next week. But if you do believe me, get ready to make some money, because I do believe that the crude oil will be trading back down towards $35, and I've got a $37 price target on the crude oil prices. We nearly got there kind of today. We were trading at around $38.40, so we're only $1.50 away. But the fundamentals still haven't changed, even though we have regained some territory since our lows of during today's session. The fundamentals haven't changed, but the coronavirus cases continue to be spiking up in Florida, Arizona, Texas, and California. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on how many cases there are over the weekend, and if there is a significant amount more of cases, then expect oil to fall. Also, we had the George Floyd protests last week and the week before, and now this is roughly around that 2-week time period afterwards where the symptoms start to show. People are going to start admitting themselves to the hospital, and this is where you're going to see a lot more cases of the virus. Also above there we have the 200-day EMA, which will offer plenty of support. I don't think that we will pierce through there. And also on the RSI, we are approaching overbought, not quite there yet, hence that's why we could still get to $41, but we are approaching overbought. So from a technical perspective and from a fundamental perspective, crude oil right now is screaming a massive sell, in my point of view. So sell the crude oil. That's my advice.